All right. Any other questions before we begin?
No.
Yeah, where's my experience, Brad?
Yeah.
Oh, 10. I forgot the closer of the drip experience last time.
I already added it to my character.
Everybody had 10 experience for episode 19. Everybody, no, I need to remember at the end of episodes to say that. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war, and tonight there is only Warhammer and a GM who forgets to give his players experience. Welcome to the Tainted Hive Season 2 Children of Rokarth, our playthrough of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Maledictum by Cubicle 7. I'm your GM, Brad, alongside the experienced, droughted, never content, always thirsty Alex playing Mordecai, Mike playing Dmitry, Justin playing Roderick Wrangler, and Carl playing Osiris. Gentlemen, happy Warhammer, but
Stay
not
thirsty, boys.
Not as happy as knowing that you got 10 experience last game and I just didn't tell you about it. Courtesy of the gentlemen over at PrimetimeMagic.com. Our show sponsor for Season 2. Make sure you head on over to PrimetimeMagic.com. Check out their selection of magic singles. You, too, can save a 35 to 34-year-old white male from poverty by buying a magic single.
Hey,
Don't say
if it
it.
weren't for them sponsoring us, we would never get experience, guys. Brad would never be able to afford it in his brain. Just
It's true.
I tell you what, the day that I hear that we sold out their inventory, I will give you all 1,000 experience. But on that note,
ooh, hear that, guys? Go buy.
so shameless experience plug. Thank you so much. In all jokes aside, thank you so much to the guys over at PrimetimeMagic.com. They love our content. They support our show. So please go show them some love as they show us some love. Now,
Hell yeah.
welcome to episode 20 of the Tainted Hive. It's almost
The
legal.
shopping trip.
It's almost legal. Children of Rokarth is almost legal to drink. But
Is it?
Yikes.
last time on Rokarth, on the Tainted Hive, you all had spent some time in Ditchhaven and were on a little bit of an errand run. Dmitry and Osiris, you made your way to a shady, seedy, back alley Mordecai run by Nokia Vex, who, for 250 solars, patched you up, Dmitry, and successfully bound and treated your major broken bone. So what that means is that in 52 days, when you would normally have to test for negative effects, you don't have to make that test. So your major wound is treated.
So, Brad, while Dmitry was in there getting treated, he did happen to lift a manual while she wasn't looking, and I would like to take the Medicaid or field Medicaid talent with my experience.
Oh, I was wondering where you were going with that. All right, what does field Medicaid do? I want to know.
So I can render immediate first aid. When you make a Medicaid test to heal a character, the difficulty can never be harder than challenging +0.
So for healing, never harder than challenging +0. Healing critical wounds is going to be different, but that's good. That means healing someone is always challenging +0, no matter how stressful.
It says whenever I make a Medicaid test.
Oh.
Oh my god. Wait, give me a page. Give me a page.
109.
Oh. This is amazing if so. Okay.
No, it does say Medicaid test to heal. Okay.
Okay, yeah. When you make a Medicaid test to heal a character on page 219, the difficulty can never be harder than challenging. So essentially, you will always have an easy time healing people, but healing critical wounds being a different beast. So that's what that does mean, Dmitry, is that moving forward, when you treat someone's critical wounds, I will have you roll separately for their heal test because most critical wounds require a harder roll.
Got it.
So rather than combining, we will split those out moving forward. All right. So you managed to lift a manual, and despite her half-blood prince scribbles in the columns and gaps of the paperwork, you managed to learn a little bit and become a bit more of efficient Medicaid. In addition, as you pilfered that book, you watched as she was laying frag grenades and booby-trapping her own office, telling you that you could find her in the lower hive, but she hoped she never saw you again unless you were coming to pay her to install an augmetic onto Osiris's arm. Meanwhile, Roderick and Mordecai, you killed an hour with Samson, and lo and behold, as Osiris and Dmitry rejoined you at the bar, so too did Elena, as well as some of her scarred hands. What's the word I'm looking for? Retinue that you had seen in the past. They carried with them a large crate and a huge amount of solars exchanged hands. Roderick gaining 4,000 solars for holding up your end of the bargain to get them access to the gratis trade. Mordecai making 2,700 solars for a rocket launcher and a single frag missile. They bought all of this. Put it in there. Mordecai, you attempted to sell them a bolter, but upon mentioning anything about heretical symbols, you saw as she went, ooh, no, not for us. We want to stay on, we don't want to be on that side of the law. But you found refuge, rest, at a place called the Boiled Basket, with a symbol of a popping pimple being its moniker. And Elena mentioned that she would meet you there at 9 a.m. tomorrow. It's currently about 6 p.m. to pick you up and, per your request, take you over to the tardigrade fields where a nice deception by Roderick said his sister was there. And she shared with you a little bit of things going on in the bowels, the power play and the power struggle between the Cutters and the Scarred Hands and other factions, including someone known as the Pestilent Jest, who've been selling polycakes to the masses at half the normal cost. Unfortunately, most people who eat them get very sick. The Pestilent Jest is also involved with the tardigrade field, according to Elena. So,
Fuck those jokers.
As we left off last time, you were about to walk through the door of this tall, narrow, teetering hab unit with the Boiled Basket as its moniker, as its label. And as you push the door open and you step in, you are assailed by the smell of cigarettes, stale beer, and what can only be quantified as basically like peanuts. You've walked into a dive bar, boys.
Sus.
The room itself is narrow, long. The bar running along the right-hand wall. There are 12 seats at the bar. 5 of them are occupied. At the back left corner of the bar, you see as there's a small, almost like a small stage, and someone is up there with like a little keyboard type thing playing some music. It's whatever you think it might be in the Warhammer universe. Probably some kind of like gothic symphony with huge orchestral booms coming out of this little like 1980s electronic piano keyboard. The bartender is a hulking brute of a man with one arm. Right arm is completely gone. His right arm is completely gone at the shoulder. It ends in a big, bulky, ugly, augmetic box. And as you walk in, you see as he looks up, and as he does, he's got a 5 o'clock shadow that purples his brown skin, a huge bulbous nose, red bandana, tattered kind of white cloth under a apron. He looks up, he goes, well, welcome to the Boiled Basket. Take a seat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fellow amputee. Good to see a serviceman.
I waved to him with my nub.
He takes his shoulder and waves it back. And he says, drinks on me for a fellow amputee. Serving in the guard gets you a little something extra there.
Much
Good evening, sir. And, of course, what is your name?
My name is Argyle.
Nice to meet you, Argyle.
Well,
You say you served in the guard.
of course I served in the guard. Everyone served in the guard.
Thank you for your service, sir.
He kind of pauses. He goes, you're welcome. Right, 4 beers. He starts pouring 4 beers with his left hand. His hands are just absolutely massive. And as he walks out to you all, you see as he's stumping along on an augmetic leg that's just like a peg leg, basically. It's like a steel rod rammed into his left knee. Hand wobbles out with it, sets the beers down and goes, right, 4 of you. Suppose you're looking for rooms. You guys, we talked about this last time. You know that you can acquire a room here for 4 beds for 50 silvers for a night. So he kind of goes through the spiel there. But yes.
20?
No, 20 is for a single room. 50 is for a shared room, 4 beds.
Got it.
All right. Argyle.
He looks to you and he sees your armor, and then he looks back at Osiris. Wait a minute. Guard. Oh, yeah, guard all around.
Is there an
that
Argyle
leg
sweater on
shit?
your desk?
No. What were you saying, Dmitry?
That leg. It looks like shit.
It is shit.
You want me to fix?
Son, I run a tavern in the bowels. You really think I can afford whatever you're offering me? I would love something a little more mobile, but when my arm gave out, I had to just rip it out. And you see as he lifts up, you see that it's actually a shoulder socket, and there's just like wires hanging out of the bottom. He goes, Just couldn't fix it. One arm's better than none, you always say.
I don't do deals. He does deals, and I point at Roderick. But make room deal better. I'll fix leg.
I think you do make deals then. You heard the man. What can you do for us?
Well, I tell you what. You get me a little more mobility in this leg. Y'all can stay for free tonight.
Don't get much better than that. What do you say, Dmitry? Give it a shot.
But Dmitry, before you commit to this promise, realize it's a peg leg.
You said it was an augmetic.
It is an augmetic, but it's basically at this point turned into a peg leg because it's seized up. The joints are frozen.
That's cool.
Okay.
I would like to use my augmetic specialization to try and repair his shit.
Go for it. It's going to be a challenging +0 roll to do so.
Okay, and where did it go?
He literally did give me
Where is it?
Dmitry goes, I'm a specialist in this. This is kind of my job.
He looks...
Okay, all right. I'm going to plug... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Dimitri's going to look for his data slate and start going through all of his adapters and start plugging connections into this very high-tech leg. And
you easily find an access panel where you can kind of run a cable to your data slate, yeah.
Straight. Okay. And then I'm going to make my augmetic test.
Okay. Osiris, when he rolls that, what were you about to say?
I was going to say, while we were walking into this dive bar, like...
Sure.
I have my cowl up, so, like, my Inquisition brand isn't... I mean, my Sanctioned Psyker brand isn't readily noticeable. I mean, like, someone could probably notice it if they were, like, had a quick eye. But,
okay.
Like, with the cowl up, it's not blatantly out there.
Perfect. Love that.
So that's a 28 under 70.
28 under 70. Wow. So with a +5, you manage to, and this is the skill that allows you to basically fix augmetics in some shape, way, or form.
I think so.
You quickly, what's the skill called again?
It's a specialization. So it's a tech skill, augmetic specialization. I can work on augmetics.
Okay, yeah. So with a +5, I apologize. You did say that. With a +5 on your tech augmetic specialization test, you quickly assess and you look and you realize that the joint of this leg, the knee joint, the pivot point, is completely frozen. Very obvious by how he walked, but as you look into it further, it's not that it's corroded. It's not that it's collapsing. It's just frozen. So with proper lubrication, you should be able to get it moving again. Now, I doubt you are, based on, unless you have, it's in your inventory, I don't think you're carrying the lubrication to do so, but...
No. I am carrying promethium, though. That could be a solvent.
It's a solvent. With a +5, I will tell you that the fusion of the knee, one of two things is going to fix it. You either soak it in basically oils and unguents to re-loose it, like WD-40 the hell out of it, basically. Or there's a chance that promethium could dissolve whatever corroded or frozen is in there. You also know, though, you would just know this from promethium. With promethium being as volatile as it is, if you clear it out that way, it will need to be lubricated. So it could free up mechanically, it could free it up to function by getting rid of whatever is gunked up in there and frozen. But then it will quickly need to be lubricated or it will just kind of seize up again.
All right. We need lube.
I'm sorry.
Maybe we should check the bathroom. I've heard they have machines for that.
God damn it.
We're in a dive bar, aren't we?
The best worst timing of that is that as we're saying this in a completely non-terrible way, of course a child walks into the picture. So
fuck me all up, man.
I didn't.
So Dmitry, you say that, and he kind of, I was about to make a joke, but at this point I can't. He looks to you and goes, I've got some grease and lard in the back, but that would probably just make this worse. You talking some kind of oil?
Did we see any unguents in town while we were walking around at all?
No, you're down in the bowels. I mean, what you need is probably what you need is probably something that you'd have to be up in the lower hive or around some level of manufactorum to find.
It would also cost us more than it would to just stay here for 50.
Probably true. But you point that out, Dmitry, and he goes, just needs a good greasing. Well, I tell you what, you kept up your end of the bargain. Didn't get me fixed, but you at least gave me an idea of what to do. We'll knock 20 solars off. How's that?
Deal.
All right.
And hey, I think we're going shopping tomorrow if you want us to pick up some unguents while we're out. If you got the money for it.
I'll make you a deal. Pay for your room. You bring me back whatever the oil is and whatever you need for the lubrication. I'll reimburse you and or refund your room, whatever's the greater of the two. How's that?
Sounds good
As
to
all
me.
this is kind of going on, I'm gonna take a big swig of my drink and kind of nudge Osiris a little bit.
Okay.
Don't fucking touch me.
Well, that's not a good start for what I was about to say, but
What do you want?
I loved it.
I apologize that I've treated you harshly. You must understand that I know people like you can be quite powerful, but I don't know who you are. One of the first things you did is suggest that we do something a little unsavory to those hunters. But
Unsavory
that I
or
work for-
efficient?
yes, we can quabble over that. My point being, the people that we serve find value in you, and I trust their judgment.
And who is
So
that
I will
exactly?
allow you the chance. Well,
Because as far as I know, we are just kind of rogues on about the town. I'm going to need some sort
We are
of
certainly
context
not
to whether or
rogues.
not I am doing the bidding of ne'er-do-wells or the bad guys.
who would you consider a bad guy? If you are doing what is right for the Emperor, are you not the good guy?
Hold on, I'm trying to think of the bad guys.
We're all bad guys.
I guess there's...
I can assure you in due time, you will discover who it is, and you will be quite pleased, I can assure you.
Why are you being so cryptic about it? Just...
Am I hearing this? Where are you guys? Are you guys sitting alone?
We're right
Silo?
next to, we're all in a row.
You guys are all on a
I just
table.
kind of look over. I burp really loudly, and then I go, "If you have to ask that question, perhaps you should answer it for yourself as well, and you will have the answer which you seek."
Wow.
I take another
You are
drink.
literally so dense,
Yes.
Roderick, that light bends around you.
Well, thank you.
I want to
I
quickly
do
explain.
shine
equals
bright.
MC squared.
I want to quickly explain what you're drinking as you're taking gulps and sips here. It is cheap beer. Like
I drink it like it's champagne.
there you go. I don't need to explain the actual taste of the cheap beer, but yeah, it's cheap beer. But
Little
back
Keystone
to your
Ice.
inner quabbles about. Oh, I was thinking Red Dog, but yeah, sure.
Please not.
Whom did
Keystone
you
Ice.
serve before you went
Gross.
to your vacation stay that we freed you from?
I don't need to answer
I'm trying
you.
not to tell everybody in here that you were in prison.
I'm saying it. He means prison.
There you go. All right.
Thank you, Dmitry. I was unaware what he meant. I serve the Emperor in all things. But to be more direct and not so platitudinal, is platitudinal a word? I digress.
It is now. We'll go with it.
I served...
I don't think it's a word. I didn't understand it
I
at all.
served the Duke Elias Draven. Perhaps you know that name, being from this area. I assume that you have been in on this world
I'm not
for a
from
little
here.
while. Perhaps you've heard the name Draven at some point.
Only from your lady person who was at the prison when we were talking about it.
Well, basically, a long
Um,
story short, I crushed his brain inside of his head.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes.
Right, so you crushed his brain inside his head, and you're questioning if we're the bad guys. You see, you did... Now, before you cut me off again, listen. We all do things for the Emperor that seem unsavory on the surface.
Oh, was there more to that?
But
Or
I'm
were
sure you
just-
did it for a good reason.
Yeah, of course I did. He was dabbling with
May
ruinous
not have
powers.
barbecued half a dozen.
So long as we are not
Dabbling
dabbling
with-
in ruinous powers, that is, I suppose, fine. And the fact that you are clutching onto that cursed bolter so desperately leaves me with a raised eyebrow. You're not
Listen,
a cultist,
perhaps I have
are
a
you?
purpose for it that you have yet to discover. Am I a
Well-
cult? I am very visibly irritated by that.
Aye, just know Roderick Wrangler don't hang out with cultists.
Well,
that's
that's
all you
good.
really need to know.
That's good. Because I'd hate to have to
Usually
kill you.
shoot him. Well,
burn
we'll be
them.
friends.
And I'm sure you would do the same if I lost my mind. Which, full disclosure, if I start going absolutely bonkers, please fucking kill me. If there's only one thing
Dimitri's
that's
gonna
worse,
thumb
if there's
his
only one
stubber.
thing worse than a psyker, it is an irresponsible one.
Self-deprecating psych.
Brad, I'm gonna go up next to Osiris. I'm gonna shift seats over next to him, and I'm gonna kind of lean over, and I'm gonna turn one of my rings around that I usually keep facing into my palm.
Okay.
That's covered in just dirt and muck.
Yep.
And I purposely keep it thus. And I'm gonna just kind of look around, and I'm gonna kind of turn my palm up and rub the dirt off of it. And this would be Halakarn's signet ring. I'm going to be like, does this answer your question, mate?
What, a ring?
Osiris, give me a...
I have no eyeballs, fucker.
I know.
You've also
Is it
caught that
red?
you can
Is it
see.
gold? Is it...
I can kind of see. It's hard to explain.
What is red? Well,
And we're
feel
back
it,
to
mate.
that.
Just here.
Right.
I grab his hand.
Is it
and put
Braille?
on. It would have indentation, I
Yeah,
assume.
just
Yeah.
rub it.
It's a signet ring.
So given that you have your psychic power sustained, given all of this, Osiris, give me a... I'm going to call it an intuition check. Because the thing is that an Inquisitor's signet ring is not necessarily hyper indicative of being an Inquisitor. It's not the same as like their Inquisitorial seal or their rosette. But it could get there. Osiris would know a fair bit. So let's see.
You said, roll what?
Intuition, please.
Intuition. That will be, assuming it's a +0,
Yes.
21 under 44.
Okay. So given that your background is the Inquisition, given that you have been around the Inquisition in the past, you psychically see, feel, get a grasp of this ring. It doesn't scream that it's an Inquisitor per se, but it's very similar to what you've seen in the past of Inquisitors or Lords. It is a ring of power. It is something given by someone in immense power to these people. So you know that they're serving someone powerful. It doesn't
You said
tell
it's
you
the Ring
who.
of Power? I'm
One
sorry, we
ring
need to go to
to
Mordor.
rule them all.
It's the ring of power.
One ring.
Sorry,
It's the
I'm sorry.
tardigrade.
I'm such
glad
a-
we
I'm
all
such a-
thought the same
I'm such a
thing.
nerd. I could not think of that. Sorry. Go back and say
Yeah,
same.
same.
So it is a ring of an individual in power.
It's a powerful ring.
It's a powerful ring.
There are many powerful rings.
Okay, this is a signet ring. What does this
Gandalf
tell
is
me?
out of
Last one. Last one. That was it. Done.
So
All right, so
So
we
you
have a
would know,
signet ring.
and-
What does this signify?
It says Halakarn on it, doesn't it?
no, his signet does not say his name on it. No.
Oh.
It is an inquisitorial eye with an what appears to be like a monogrammed H behind it.
So,
Mate, if you don't know what this eye means, I
of
don't
course
really
I know
what
what
to
it
fucking
means,
tell you.
but I'm asking you because the last conversations that we had, you seemed very anti-Inquisition.
Yeah, we was talking to infractionists that we needed to do what we wanted them to do, weren't we?
So, who actually is our allies in this?
No one. Everyone.
Fuck.
God
You
Emperor
have
himself.
No clue. Dude.
No. Can't say I do, but I'm having fun with it.
Dimitri's gonna sidle up to you. We do know one thing, and I'm gonna pull my cloak kind of over Osiris and make a little impromptu tent.
I'm gone blind.
Just at a bar with a fucking...
And I'm gonna whisper, because I assume we're doing this. I'm gonna whisper Halikarn's name,
Okay.
and then snitches get stitches. And then I'm gonna whap my coat and go back to my drink.
Okay.
So does that name tingle my gonads? Like, what is that? Do I ever heard that name? Do I know what the fuck a Halikarn even is?
Give me a lore test.
Maybe like a plus 20? No?
Nope. Challenging +0.
Hate you, Brad.
There
We
are.
can-
I
there
mean,
are
fuck you,
reasons.
Brad.
There
can-
are reasons.
we can
And
use fate to re-roll dice, right?
You can spend a point of fate to reroll a failed test. Yes.
I'm gonna do that
You, Brad.
Okay.
because I'm sure whatever it was, a 78 was not gonna pass.
Oh fuck no.
How did your party have a falling out? Well, the one that just joined couldn't figure out who they were working for and didn't actually know their patrons, so...
Let's see. You said what was I rolling?
You were rolling a lore test, please.
Lore
Yeah,
test.
I tried to apologize to him, and he said, "Don't fucking touch me."
Don't fucking touch me.
I love that voice. good.
It's 4 under 31,
Okay. So +3.
so auto success.
Nice, impressive success. Yeah, you have heard of Aegidius Halikarn, being from the Inquisition, being stationed in this area. You haven't heard much.
Just that he's stingy.
He is essentially what they call a ghost. He tries very hard. You would know a little bit from your background and from being part of the Inquisition in general. He tries very hard to stay off the radar.
Do I know why he
than
would
that.
be doing? Do I know why he would be someone who does something like that?
Yes. So you know just enough about him, and the last thing I will say is what you know about him is as follows. So you would know. Let me pull up his sheet with a little bit of extra for you. He is of the Ordo Hereticus, so he seeks out heresy, and has been consistently working to try to determine and get to the bottom of what he believes to be a huge threat to the Makarian system for lords and nobles who refused to bow to Lord Solar Macarius centuries ago. So, in general, you don't know much. You just know that he is in system and he does work in system, and specifically he tries to root out heresy. But what the hell was that? But more so than that, you do know that he is actively working to clean up things within the system, but he would stay off the radar, as most, if not every Inquisitor likes to, because nobody wants the finger pointed back at them when they're in the Inquisition.
Right. That's why they have
Us.
You. Correct.
Folks like me who don't mind getting their hand dirty.
Exactly right.
Okay.
I just reiterate, we are the good guys.
All right. I'll take your word for it, given that I know now who.
But Osiris, you must understand, when we are in certain company, you have to take whatever shape is necessary,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
It doesn't.
If
But
we
okay.
need to gangers who can further our cause for the person we're working for.
I just needed to know
We
that I
will be
wasn't
whoever they need us
I
to
wasn't
be.
going around with a bunch of hooligans, getting up to who knows what.
Well,
that is
I'm a
still
man
true.
I'm a man of business, and I don't like to waste my time when I could be doing what I'm best at, which is combat.
But I think what Mordecai is trying to say is you must be like water.
Water can flow, or water can crash. You can't slip Bruce Lee past me.
So as
Wasn't tried to.
as y'all are having this conversation, the rounds have flowed. You've all had a few of these crappy beers. They're not super strong. It's very watery beer. But the evening has waned on. The music has kind of petered out. Some of the folks at the bar you see have left. The bar itself at this point has 2 people still sitting, and good old Argyle still behind the bar, like jovially having conversations with the 2 that he can. I need all 4 of you to please give me an awareness sight test. That'll be a challenging +0.
Brad, just to remind you again, I don't know if you actually did write a note of it, but ever vigilant is a thing.
Yep.
Okay.
7 out of 51.
Thankfully, you have noticed everything that ever vigilant would have caught for you.
Okay,
70 over 51, you said?
7?
Oh,
Under
7.
51.
Okay.
Yeah, the opposite.
Love that.
11
are
under
hot tonight.
44. I know,
All
right?
36 over 31.
Dmitry is absolutely fitting Mike's actual state tonight of just a little bit tired.
I'm sorry.
No, Mike, I'm giving you shit.
Well, I am
56.
fucking tired. So.
56 over 45, -1 also.
Okay, Roderick's distracted. Dimitri's distracted.
I'm also distracted.
Mike, I was giving you shit because you deserve to be tired. You've been hunting all day. So, real quick, Mordecai, you had a +4, and Osiris... I'm sorry, you had a +5. And Osiris, you were at a +4. 3?
11 under 44.
I took one from Osiris and anyway. All right, so
I'll go up to 11.
Osiris and Mordecai, you both realize that one of the people at the bar, sitting at the corner, just slowly sipping what appears to be some kind of a brown liquor, might be an amasec of some kind, not engaging with Argyle. They were here when you walked in. They are still sipping the same drink they had from the minute you walked in. Slowly going down.
What are they sitting on?
A stool.
Is it a rickety-looking stool?
I mean, it's a dive bar, so it's probably pretty shitty looking, yeah.
Okay. No
but
particular reason.
The individual keeps kind of stealing glances at the 4 of you.
What's his face saying?
What's his face saying? You can't tell.
What's his hands doing?
Well, he can tell. He's lip reading.
His hands are doing
this.
this.
He's talking at all.
His hands are doing this.
He's not
I can't see
interacting
your
with
hands,
anybody,
but
just
all that.
glancing back
Okay.
and forth.
Yep. He just
He's
occasionally
sitting there
takes
like a straight fucking tool.
straight, just silent contemplation.
The
at the
walls
corner of
have
the bar,
ears.
stealing glances at you all.
Which wall? Well, I didn't see no ears.
The walls that are vaguely in that direction.
Ah.
And he
Roderick,
gestures
before you
towards
look-
the guy.
Maybe
I
try
don't
to
look.
be a little discreet.
I stand up. I gotta go to the pisser. And I just kind of spin around the room. Where's the pisser?
Argyle looks to you and goes, back into the bar over there.
I wander that direction and also take a look at whoever Osiris was.
At this point, the 4 of you have all seen this from being called out, but it's an individual in just standard worker blues, what appears to be like an old worker's uniform, which you don't see too many of down in the bowels because obviously there's not a lot of manufactorums down here. But they're very kind of battered and beaten looking, patched in a few spots. It definitely looks like somebody who makes a living here in Ditch Haven doing some kind of manual labor. Face is a kind of a bluish tinted skin, almost like somebody who's like slightly deprived of oxygen, and just a tight cap and scarf, and they're just slowly sipping their drink.
I'm actually going to take my blindfold off and sit up against the wall and just mad dog this guy, just like silently staring like in his direction. But
Okay.
no eye sockets,
Well-
obviously.
While he's doing that, is there a way I can position myself to kind of bracket him between myself and where Roderick went in case he tries to do something, like at the bar area maybe?
So you're sitting at a table, front door's here. You're sitting at a table to the left of the front door. The bar would be to the right, running along the right wall. The bathroom is in the back right corner. The only way to bracket him per se as he's sitting on the corner would be to essentially move tables to be at the table closest to him.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna, having finished my drink, I'm gonna get up and walk back up to the bar.
Oh, what can I do for you?
Stand near that corner. We'll take another round over at our table.
Sure,
And I kind of look, and I look at this guy. Does he lock eyes with me?
No, he just kind of sits and stares at his drink, looks up, sees you for a second, looks back down, takes another sip.
How much does he have left in his drink?
A third of a finger.
Why don't you give this guy another drink as well? You feeling
Sure,
okay,
sure.
buddy?
He looks to you, kind of gives you the toasted glass and goes, "Oh, just a shit day. Appreciate that. Generous.
Yes,
That's
of course.
Glass of Amasec always
Brad.
helps take the edge off.
Real
Sir.
quick, while they're talking, and
Yep.
Osiris is just like creepily skeletal staring in that direction.
Sure.
I want to use my spectral hands and lock the front door.
Okay.
We gonna do a murder.
Dude.
Are we the good guys or the bad guys, Carl?
After he just confronted
He
us
looked
on
at
the
me, I'm
ship.
killing him.
I don't like this. I don't like that he's been sitting there the entire time not
I don't
drinking
like it
that
either.
drink.
I don't like it either.
No.
All right, so spectral hands. You manifest telekinetic forces to manipulate objects and move them. Yeah. To lock the door, you got to be within short range. So you'd have to like at least get closer to the door than where you're sitting.
How big
currently.
is this dive bar? I'm thinking like the bop.
The bop.
It's essentially split into like two zones: the left and the right zone. So like the left is the tables, the right is the bar.
Okay. Where's the
Fine.
door?
And the door's just at the edge of both of them, bordered. So you'd be, I guess short range is within the same zone. Yeah, we'll say you can do it from your table. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure. I'm just getting some
Solid
insurance.
negotiating, Carl.
I mean, short range
Just
covers
remain
quite
silent and let him
quite
talk,
a ways.
right?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the bar in general it's not huge. So like the way I look at it is, it was going to be one zone, but the
All right,
bar
so-
itself creates a second zone. So behind the bar at least.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's fair.
They even got a pool table in here or anything? Just
Ooh,
Tables in the bar?
shuffleboard. If it's
No,
shuffleboard, we
there's
can't
no-
wreck the place.
There's no pool table or shuffleboard. It's just a shitty dive bar. It's like the front half of the silver dollar.
Hey, most shitty dive bars have a pool table,
That's why I said it's like the front half of the silver dollar.
which has a pool table. Or
In the
had
back.
a pool
Ooh.
table.
In the
I guess
back,
it should.
in the back
Let's
half
squabble.
it did.
43 under 84. So the door is just quietly just turns locked.
Okay, perfect. What does that bring your warp charges to?
4.
Oh, you're
Please
right.
don't
Silver Dollar
purge
had a
on us at
shuffleboard
this
table in the
table.
front. Anyway, carry on.
I was going to say,
I'm being
I
real
remember the
subtle
silver
about
dollar.
it.
The pool table was at the back of it because we'd always walk in and play pool and grab beers on the way.
Yeah.
All right. You lock the door. That's perfectly fine. Mordecai. Argyle
Yeah.
brings another 4 beers, one-handed, plops them down and goes, "Good beer, that beer. Very proud of it. Get it shipped in every day." Reaches below, pulls out a very dusty bottle of Amasec, pours a couple fingers into the guy's glass, and he just goes, "Appreciate you. I don't know what I did to deserve the generosity, but appreciate you." Takes another sip.
Look, buddy, we all have shitty days. I assume you look like you work at one of the manufactorums, right?
No. Just this old thing came down the family when we lost our place up top and had to end up down here. No, I just dredged through the muck, try to find scrap to sell to the cutters.
Oh, I see. The cutters, yes. I've heard of them. S- All good things from what I can tell. I don't know. I don't know much about what goes on down here, really. But enjoy your drink nonetheless.
He takes a sip. He goes, "Appreciate it. Just so you know, the cutters suck. So do all the gangs."
Well, between you and I knew that. I give him a little wink.
He kind of winks back, and as he does, he like actually looks to you to wink back, like sees you wink and winks back, and you see that his eyes are almost like a little jaundiced yellow, almost. But as he winks back, he's just like, "No, still appreciate the Amasec."
I think I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm going to take these drinks back to the table.
Okay.
What the fuck was that, Mordecai?
Just seems like a guy who had a bad day. Maybe keep an eye on him. Osiris, keep an eye on him.
Good one. Okay.
Damn.
Maybe just...
That was a good
We'll watch
one. I'll
it.
give it to you. I didn't see it coming, that's for sure.
Oh god damn it! In the world of eye-related humor, here we are.
There's only war
I think
and
was an
eye-related
go up to
humor.
him.
You're going to go up to him next. Okay.
Yeah, well, before I go up to him, is he looking sick?
No.
He said he looks
oxygen deprived.
He's got a bluish
Okay.
tint, like somebody who
a little
And he
jaundiced.
mentioned like jaundice eyes, and so
trying to give you guys some ideas here. He's got a pale blue tint to his skin, like someone who doesn't get enough oxygen or has been oxygen deprived in the past. But Mordecai did notice that his eyes were kind of yellowish as well.
I'll
Guys are
tell
red herring.
Dmitry that too. Dude looks like he's having a bad day. Says he picks up scraps out here.
all right. I'm not gonna. Never mind.
Okay.
You guys are red
Just go
herring.
up with your diagnostic.
That's what I was gonna do.
You're welcome to. I mean, he's there.
No. He looks like he had a shit day. I'll leave him alone.
All right. Roderick, you make your way back out of the bathroom as you see Mordecai leaving with another round of beers, having bought that guy an Amasek.
I go to try and get some fresh air out front.
Okay. You go to the front door. You grab it. Thunk. Thunk.
Hey, what the fuck?
Hey, that lock sticks sometime. You just give it a little shimmy. It should pop right open.
I give it a little shimmy.
Pops right open.
Huh.
You guys are dumb.
I step out front and let it smoke.
Okay. Roderick, give me an awareness sound test, please.
Ooh, that is a 5 under 45.
5 under 45. Okay, so that's a +4. In addition, give me an intuition check. Challenging +0.
Hell yeah. 26 under 50.
So +5 for the sound, +3 for the intuition. You step out, pull out your pack, pull out a low stick, light it. At the end of the first inhalation, right as you go to exhale for that resounding, decompressive breath, your chest gets pressed in by force. You hear a
Oh.
You remember that, well, he doesn't know about the Mordecai getting booby trapped. You remember that the bar was rigged with explosives. Samson was left with a bunch of weapons in a little game of cat and mouse. Not too far from where you are now.
Okay.
That's it.
Do I see the cloud pop up or anything?
No, there's no like mushroom cloud or anything like that. There's nothing visible of any kind. You heard it. You felt a little like in your chest thunk from the level of whatever it was. You would remember those details.
Okay. I look around. Are people like rushing in a certain direction?
Take the low
Anything
stick.
like that?
Take a second inhalation. Look around. You see as many people in the streets, which are winding down, it being later in the evening at this point. The folks who are out kind of pause, look confused, shrug, and continue on their business. You hear as a couple that pass you are chatting, and I'm not saying couple like spousal, but like just a couple of people together passing, and you hear one of them go, I swear to God, if there's another hive quake and we just lost another gantry, this would be so fucking dumb. Last time it killed 2,000. They just keep walking. There's no rush. There's no clamor. There's no alarm. There's frankly nothing. And that's a little weird.
I'm gonna stick my head back in the bar. I'm gonna call up the guys back. I'll go for a quick walk. Be right back.
I should probably go.
Somebody should probably go with him.
I grab my blindfold off the table, put it back on, and head out the door.
Okay.
All
right.
all fancy in a walk. Fine by me.
Are you all going or just Osiris?
I think we should probably all go.
Kind of want to see if this dude follows us anyway.
Yeah. So as soon as we get out of the door,
Mhm.
I'm going to be continuously looking behind us.
Okay.
Dmitry, you coming, bro?
Yeah, I'm coming. Sorry, I was reading this.
After everybody's outside of the door, I'm going to lock the door again.
Okay. You all step out. Osiris, you manifest your hands again.
No, I didn't. I never unmanifested them.
Oh, it's sustained. Nice. Okay, so yeah, so you just relock the door.
Minor inconveniences.
You all begin to walk down towards Roderick, where you felt and kind of heard this sound come from. You walk about 3-4 blocks. Take a short turn.
I have a bad feeling about this. I don't know why. Something fucking happened that we didn't inquire about. Anyway, carry on. I don't know who she was bombing.
I would like to scan with the Auspex as we're heading towards this.
Auspex is pinging like crazy. I mean, there's people everywhere.
I would also like to point out that as we are walking, as we're getting close to that corner,
okay,
I am moving silently along the buildings and continuing to look behind us for that guy.
Yep, totally understood.
I'm going to scan with my comm leech.
You can scan with a comm leech?
No.
Just scanning. I'm scanning channels to see if like I can pick up anyone's like reconnaissance, because that's what it does, right?
No, that's not what it. Hang on one second.
Oh, maybe it does actually. No, I'm thinking scan.
Am I mixing up a comm leech and hang on?
Comm leech, not a comm blocker.
Right. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not a scrambler. It's basically like a scanner, so I can like tune into
listen in on other people's conversations.
Listen into other conversations.
Nice. That's cool.
Or find pirate.
I didn't know you fucking had one of those. Where you been hiding that?
I've been bringing it up several times, actually.
He has brought it up a few times, just never had any purpose. Comm leech.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Make a Osiris, give me a challenging +0 tech test. Mordecai, give me a challenging +0 awareness sight test. Dmitry, give me a challenging +0 tech test as well.
47 under 51.
Okay.
No, I'm not. That's a bad roll, so never mind.
40.
I got a 91 over 31.
Yeah, you don't catch any channels that catch your attention.
44 under 45.
Okay, Dmitry, your Auspex is going crazy because there's people everywhere, but you punch a couple buttons and filter it down, manage to push out some of the interference and hone it up. In medium range around you are over 200 life signs of just people. But you're also walking down a street surrounded by habs. So like habs. Any
like abnormal energy emissions?
Nothing that you can tell
sense from that too.
Nothing that you can tell from the Auspex. Mordecai, how was your awareness?
47 under 51.
Okay. You keep looking over your shoulder. You don't see anything. The four of you make that turn. You find yourselves back at the main thoroughfare of Ditchhaven, the main road that runs out. You see as, at this point, groups of people are rushing towards the bar. The bar is on fire. There's smoke billowing upwards. People are pulling bodies out of the bar itself. At the center of the bar is a rectangular case you recognize. The case is predominantly undamaged, but surrounded by broken tables, chairs, etc. And without even rolling, the four of you see that sprawled over that case is Samson. The people rushing towards, you see some folks in what appears to be almost like silver armor. Specifically, let's see if I can get a good description here.
I very unfortunately started reading something just as you were describing Samson. Is he clearly dead?
Clearly dead. Totally like slumped over the crate.
Like Yamcha after Frieza. After Vegeta. Got it.
Yeah, basically. Like Yamcha at the end of every fight, basically.
True.
So you see as a group of people are rushing towards the bar where the fire is. They are in gray and silver-ish clothing and leathers. Almost all of them have some kind of an augmetic on their body. A hand, an eye, a full arm, a knee, and all of their augmetics have like black and yellow hazard striping. As they rush towards it, you hear one of the voices bark out and go, "Get the fucking crate. Fuck the bodies. Just get the crate." And as they rush into where the bar is, you hear the crack of a las rifle and the of a machine gun as the whole alley becomes a like just a barricade of fire, a fusillade of fire. And the 6 people rushing into the bar are gunned down. I need all 4 of you to give me an awareness test, please.
That sounds like an SEP if I ever heard one.
Man,
That's somebody
these
else's
dice are on my
problem.
good side. 43 under 51.
43 and 51. Okay.
68 over 31.
Okay.
8
Yeah, I'm probably
under
leading. I don't
45.
What was the
8 under
difficulty?
45.
Plus 4.
Challenging plus 0.
And this is awareness?
Yep.
38 under 44.
Okay, everyone but Dmitry sees as from a like an upper level hab overlooking this bar, a black ponytailed woman's face leans out and kind of leans back in. It's very obviously Elena. As Dmitry, you are distracted because the fire is coming from a couple different buildings, and where Elena leans out is where a couple of the las rounds had punched out. But another building, there's a staccato of machine gun fire as this auto gun stubber has been set up almost as an emplacement. And Dmitry, you're distracted because you see as one of these people with an augmetic who did not get gunned down, who was rushing up later, pulls up with what is very obviously a plasma gun.
Oh.
Leans back and just goes, "Fuck this." A blue ball of plasma strikes that building facade and just explodes into melted rock.
Error.
Others are flowing down in here, and you see as one of the as the plasma's fired, someone else leans down. Mordecai, you would recognize this. It's a hot shot las rifle. Fire. What it does is it takes an entire las pack and it fires it as one round. It punches through anything, and he leans down and he just goes, "Yeah, I got him." The stubber is still firing even as the rock melts around it. But the giant searing red bolt from the hot shot punches through the gun as the magazine explodes from the heat of the las round. And he goes, "Fuck that fucking scarred hands. Get the fucking crate. Let's get out of here." A few more of them rush in, grab this crate, and just start dragging it out of the fire. So you 4 are in essentially a T intersection in an alley, watching this all go down. Do you want to do anything?
Guys?
So who are these fucking guys again? I missed who these people are. I saw
Are
silver
these
armor.
the cutters?
Like,
It's very clear that they're probably the cutters.
It's a safe
Most likely.
assumption that they're probably the cutters, but you've never seen the cutters, so you don't know. They all have augmetics. Their augmetics they all have like a yellow and black hazard striping. They're obviously going for the crate of weapons. Plasma rifle has been fired off. A hotshot las rifle has been fired off. 6 of them lie dead around the bar from the initial fusillade from the scarred hands. You saw
and they
Elena
just
lean
shot
out.
the building that
They
was
just
in.
fucking plasmaed the
And
building.
all
that had
the
a machine
people
gun.
that are just walking around are just like not
Oh no,
reacting.
people are screaming and running at this point.
Okay, I was gonna say.
People
it's like,
are rushing towards the bar as this firefight breaks out. You watch as people everywhere are just if they're caught in the crossfire, they don't care. They're going down. There are people falling left and right, but everyone else is screaming and running away.
Given that I don't see anybody that we could help who we have any involvement with at this point in time, I'm just going to kind of take in what's happening and try and observe anything I can that'll be useful later.
so wait, did we? I'm a little confused. Did we just see Elena get shot down by
No,
that?
Elena was in. They were on two.
Because I thought
different
she was
sides.
running the bolter.
No, they were on 2 different sides. Elena was on the side where the las rounds had come from and had leaned out the window. You all saw her. That was obvious.
Right.
Except for Dmitry, because Dmitry was very distracted by the plasma round. The plasma round went into the building across from Elena, melted the rock.
Okay, got you.
If we're at this T intersection watching this happen, I'm just gonna kneel down at the corner of this building and just, same as Roderick, kind of take in what's happening. I am, however, going to continue looking down the street we came from. This way, that way, this way.
Nothing from behind you, but you all watch as the remaining 4 members of this augmetic group that you could probably safely assume is the Cutters have grabbed the crate, thrown Samson's body off of it, and are wheeling it out of the fire. Small arms fire cracking up at the habs around them if they see anyone kind of leaning out to take a shot at them. But the plasma gun has gone silent. The hotshot las rifle has gone silent. Those 2 are just falling in to help haul the crate as well, along with those others. So they've grabbed the crate that you know was full of weapons, and they're just hauling it away. Okay.
Whatever you choose, I've got your back.
Yeah, it's not clear to me what Elena's plan is, so I'm not going to interfere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you
I also
four
don't really
watch-
want to go against a plasma. So
It's probably a safe call.
Only way to get a plasma gun is to go against a plasma gun.
it's true. It's
Now
true.
who's the murder hobo?
As you four watch, the 4 individuals with the augmetics go rushing past, and one of them looks to the 4 of you and goes, "The fuck are you looking at?" And they just keep running with the crate of materials. The small arms fire has petered out. As they grabbed the crate and they walked away, they all kind of were firing up the halves around them. Small
Now I
arms
kinda
fire
wanna
has
shoot 'em.
petered out. And they are, at this point, they're just rushing away from you. Folks who had been running away are now rushing back in and like trying to pull people out of the fire, check on people who were shot. In totality, you see about 24 bodies littering the alley, littering the walkway, the road, whatever you want to call it.
I'm going to go check Samson to see if he has any breath left in him.
Okay. As you all approach Samson, he is dead, and not from the explosions. He is dead because there is a single puncture wound of what appears to be a bullet hole right below one of his eyes into his head. The tables and the bar that you had watched be rigged is in ruins. Smoke billowing. I'd like for each of you to give me an awareness test, please. Awareness any this time.
What about Cynicians?
Nope. Awareness any.
86 over 51.
Not psychic or psyker or warp related, so Cynicians will not help you, my friend.
33
Oh, I
over
thought you were saying we
31.
could use any.
No, awareness any just meaning just awareness. No specializations. What was that, Dmitry?
33 over 31.
So -0. Mordecai, you were -2, I believe I heard.
86 over 51.
-3.
-2.
-2. Roderick.
96 over 45.
Okay.
Ooh.
You're all very sad over the death of Samson.
Are we though?
I am.
He was tight, but remind me what his augmetics were again.
Samson did not have augmetics. Samson was just a bar pirate, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
He was
individuals
Docha
rushing
guy.
in had augmetics, and 4 of the bodies in the road, actually, I apologize, 6 of the bodies in the road have augmetics.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah.
My misunderstanding. I want to go see if the fire has died down. I'm going to go and
Yeah, I'm going.
is
with
there
you.
one with an arm? Because I'm going straight for that one. If there is.
These are people who are gunned down rushing for the crate of weapons and were just left behind.
Okay.
They are all within you, like a step of you.
No, I meant like, do any of them have augmetic arms?
I
And
catch what
maybe.
Dimitri's putting down. I'm like, all right, I see where he's
We
at.
have an augmetic eye, don't we?
Dmitry,
We do.
Mm-hmm.
this is your list. 2 augmetic eyes. An augmetic knee. An augmetic knee.
Yeah.
1 augmetic arm. Left.
How convenient.
2 augmetic knees.
So we're up to 3.
I'm sorry, 2 augmetic ankles. I already said knee. So 2 eyes, 1 knee, 1 arm, 2 ankles.
Does the arm
And-
have a hand?
Yes. It's a whole left arm.
Well, you distinguished knee from ankle, so I wasn't sure.
And a jaw.
A jaw?
A jaw.
It's got no fingers.
You can attempt to
Missing
harvest
all but
any or all
one.
of that. You do have a time limit because there are people everywhere.
Okay, I'm going to go knee.
Why would
I'm
you not
sorry,
go arm
arm.
first? Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Arm, knee, jaw, and then I'll go after, you want eyes, bro?
No.
And I'll go after ankles.
Okay.
While they're out there rummaging, I'm going to stay at that T intersection and watch the street.
And obviously, if they have any gats, like, scooping.
I'll scoop gats if you want to focus on augmetics.
Let me fire up the chainsaw.
Okay.
Do any of them have
So,
laser
in order-
sights? I want
in order-
laser sights.
In order, you're going to go for the arm, the knee,
Mm-hmm.
and after the knee was what again?
Jaw,
Then jaw.
and then ankles if we have time.
And then the 2 ankles. So you're leaving the 2 eyes behind.
I mean, unless I have time, then
Okay.
I'll take those two. But
Well, we're going to find out if you have time next time on the Tainted Hive.
Damn it.
So one thing before we let off, all of your awareness checks got you honed in on Samson and things going around, except Osiris. There's one thing that y'all didn't seem to notice, which is that Samson, in his left hand, has a piece of parchment clenched. And as you grab it, it has a strange symbol on it that I will show you next time on the Tainted Hive.
And what about our experience, Brad?
So, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Give me that
Damn.
dribble.
As we close out tonight, all of you will regenerate any spent, not burned, fate points. Sorry, Mordecai.
Sick.
That's okay.
In addition, all of you will gain 10 experience as the experience cookie crumble trail has gone into effect. And for excellent roleplay, you will all get 10 extra experience tonight.
Nice. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
I don't want to say fuck you right now. I think that's really nice. You
It's
gave
funny
me lots
how
of
when you pay
solars.
your players to in experience, the fucking
gave-
brads go away.
You gave me 4,000 solars for an excellent encounter I felt really good about in season 1, and I got an extra 10 experience. I feel
That was
I
a
feel
good
love.
callback.
I feel love.
I mean,
You know, Roderick, I think she
I'm
paid
mostly
the
just
party.
sad I didn't get a fuck you, Brad. But still,
I'll give it to you if you want it.
No,
well, you know what? You're
No,
going to have to find
it's
out if Roderick the accountant shares his money next time on the Tainted Hive. Thank you so much for
Spoilers.
listening.
Doesn't.
Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you joining us. Head on over to www.deadsunscode.com to check out all of our wonderful stuff. We've got the Daggerheart playthrough. We got Tainted Hive Season 1, Tainted Hive Season 2, reviews of different Cubicle 7 materials. Eventually, there's going to be other games up there too.
Maybe
Go
even
check it
Magic
out.
the Gathering.
I doubt it, but you can find them with our current sponsor and our show sponsor of Season 2, PrimetimeMagic.com. Go give them some love just like they do for us. And if you love us as much as PrimetimeMagic.com does, head on over to patreon.com/DeadSonsCompany and check us out. Give us a little love. Give us a follow. Join our fun group of Patreons, and you too can save Alex from homelessness and financial
You know-
ruin.
A callback to season 1. Not subscribing sounds a lot like heresy.
You heard it here first, folks.
Gotta put
Thank
it
you so
back
much
out
for
there.
joining.
Can't
We
argue
will
there.
see you.
Don't be a heretic.
Oh, gosh.
I hate heretics.
Give us a click.
We will see you next time for episode 21, where Children of Rokarth is going to be legal to drink. So until next time,
Fuck you, Brad.
there it is.
Ooh.
Fuck you, Brad.